What is going on? Welcome back to another episode of Buff Duck Racing. I'm not really too sure what is planned yet for this video, but I'm gonna try to do my best to make it a banger. We have a lot of plans, so let me just explain. First things first, if you guys haven't done it yet, click the little link below and check out the t-shirts. Not necessarily saying buy them, just check them out and let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below on the styles and everything you think about them. I'm constantly changing them, putting new ones on the site, taking the old ones off. So if you really like a design, definitely snag it because it won't be there for too much longer. But just let me know what you think. Also, I try making the prices cheapest as possible. I don't really make a whole lot of money on them at all because I just want you guys to have them and I want the shirts to get out there. One thing that is for sure though, is I really need to do an oil change on my Husky 350. I believe I'm 3 hours over the 10-hour mark that I usually do them at. So I think first things first is we'll get that done really quick. So a little bit of a B-roll right now. Just like that, the oil change is complete. The next thing that I'm gonna do to my 350 to kind of finish my service, well, I really have two big things to do. One of the big things is putting my new clutch in. I broke it probably about 4 months ago at East Fork MX. I ran into a pole. Long story short, got a new clutch, just never had the time to put it in. And it is currently held together by zip ties. Not the best thing, definitely not reliable. Other than that though, if you have seen my tire, probably not, but there's not a whole lot of tread on it. So I need a new tire, but I don't want to put a fresh one on because I am supposed to go riding next weekend and it will be a little bit on the road. And I do not want to take a brand new tire onto the pavement because I know I'm going to shred it. I'm going to want to do wheelies and all the power on this bike totally shreds tires like crazy. And also, I am in desperate need of a new sprocket. These ones are getting really skinny, starting to cup on the bottom. So long story short, I need a tire, but I don't want to put a brand new one on. And I need a new sprocket, but it won't get here in time for when I'm leaving. So what could I do? I got to thinking, and well, I have two 125s sitting here, and they're both Huskies. They're both the same generation, just different years. And this one has not a fresh tire on it, but a pretty decent one, and also has practically a brand new sprocket because it only has 24 hours on that sprocket. So I figured, why not just take this whole wheel, rim, and tire setup and put it on the 350 for the ride? And I was like, man, that's genius. So I'm gonna take it off of the 125 and then take this setup off of the 350 and then just swap them. Well, not necessarily swap because I'm not gonna put that setup back on the 125. I'm just gonna hold up on this rear wheel setup until I get a new sprocket and a new rear tire. Just have to readjust the chain because this is one tooth larger sprocket, so everything's just a little bit off. So readjust the chain and we'll be good to go. All right, boys, I've been working on the bike for a little while now, and I have put a front headlight on, replaced the old clutch, and then put the license plate on, and I also took the wheel off of the 125 so I could have a nice tire and a nice sprocket. And I think she's honestly ready to go now. All right, boys, so I just want to explain a few things. First things first, the weather sucks right now. It is cold, but it's starting to get to that point where it's not as cold as it used to be, and things are warming up and everything is soaking wet. There's snow everywhere, it's just all melting. It's absolutely nasty. I don't want to take the bikes in it. The snow is still too deep for the blaster. It's just a mess, a whole mess. And my channel, if you guys haven't figured out, is geared towards around dirt bikes and four-wheelers. And that's what I like to do, but the weather is really holding me back from that. So I decided I might as well talk about my plans for the future of Buff Duck Racing. First things first, this is my second year riding dirt bikes in a passionate way. Last year I was really just getting a feel for the bike. I had my Husky 350, first real bike that I've had, and it was phenomenal. It's actually right here, right next to me, and it is currently my trail bike. This season, being my second year, I want to take things up a notch and I want to start focusing on my racing. So this year I decided to go with a 250 just because it fit my classes a little bit better. When I was racing the 350, I had to either be in an open class or with all 450s, and generally, not saying always, but generally they were a lot better guys and it was just harder. But now that I have the 250, I can race in my age bracket and my classes, and it just makes things a little bit easier. Yes, the 350 worked and I could have gotten away with it, but the 250 just makes things a little bit easier. Now, talking about this coming up season, I also wanted to explain that my dad and I are starting a non-profit organization. What kind, you might ask? Well, it is going to be called Buff Duck Racing Gear Foundation. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna collect gear from riders, like their old gear. We're gonna reach out to other companies, see if they'd like to donate, and we are gonna give gear away to you guys. So if you're in need of a new pair of boots, some pants, jersey, gloves, possibly helmets, depending on how that works, they have to be brand new to do that. And then you'll sign a liability form, and then you guys have some gear to ride with. And then when you're done with the gear, just bring it right back to us, then we'll have it for another person. I'm super stoked on starting this. I'm not too sure where it's gonna take off to, but I'm really hoping to grow that and show up at all the tracks and just donate gear to you guys who need it. All right, next thing, I wanna apologize for not riding in this video. I hate doing videos and not riding, not showing you guys what I love to do, but it's just so hard with the weather, as I explained earlier. But fast forward to next weekend, this coming up Friday, my dad and I, and then Jackson and his dad, and then possibly Caden and his dad Nick, are gonna be going down to South Carolina for a dual sport. Super stoked on that, never done anything like it before. So definitely stay tuned for next video. I think it's gonna be pretty sick. And anyways, I think that's gonna wrap it up for this one. If you guys have any questions, make sure you comment down below. Also make sure you check out the merch. I think it's pretty sick. Leave a comment about that too, because I really like your guys' feedback. Anyways, I'll catch you guys next time. Later.